So the thing with having a sequel which includes water parks announced at around about the same time you've finished a beach park that just so happens to have a handy space for that is that you kind of need to ignore poll results that tell you to do a thought park inspired park. Oh well, sorry not sorry. Oh yeah, I hear you cry. This is not the Thought Park series. I know, guys, I know. Welcome back temporarily to Beachy Point. Because I did start the series, I ran out of inspiration. Planet Coaster 2 was announced, and now I kind of want to put a water park in Beachy Point. So this is what we're doing for now. It's only going to be a mini-series. It's only going to be a couple of episodes, but I just need to build up some inspiration. In case you're wondering, this is where we are in the actual park itself. So we're in this far corner. I've got all of this clutter that I put in because I didn't really know what to put into the city. So actually, we can put a pretty decent sized water park in here. It's going to be completely unusable. It's going to be unwatched by you guys, but I'm going to have fun doing this because it's going to get us ready for Planet Coaster 2 because I am proper excited. Now, my favourite place in the entire world when I was a kid was Splashdown at Key West. So guess what we're doing, guys? Yeah, we're pretty much copying Splashdown because this is the right plot of land. It's the right size. I can get lots of stuff in. So this is what I'm thinking. This is the main building. This is like the ticket office. It's got a really small ticket office. Then there would be like a corridor that leads along the back here into a second corridor. And then these are the two changing rooms, male and female. This bit here is probably going to be some kind of service area or some kind of like water area. And then I'll have some stuff on the top, you know, like electric units and whatever that's going to go on there. I don't quite know what the landscaping and stuff's going to be. And then in this area, I've just got a line of shops. Again, I don't know if this is going to be big enough. This is just my first thoughts. But you're ultimately going to come out at the bottom here, and then you're going to be able to go up the terrain slightly. So the train's going to be lifted up, and then of course you're going to have all your slides and stuff in the background here. I don't want to completely copy it. I don't want to do like a recreation of it. I just want to do something that's really heavily inspired by it. So much so you'd probably look at it and go, yeah, that's pretty much Key West, but I kind of like want to just take inspiration from real life stuff and just go for it. So anyway, that's not really a lot to talk about, is it? Let's just get on with it, shall we? Oh yes, hello Key West Painton. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know the park, I have literally just ripped it off, not even sorry. Of course we've got our own little tweaks, we've got our own thing going on, but yeah, it's pretty much it. So this is how it's looking from like the street level. This is pretty much it. I bet you were expecting something on the level of like Volcano Bay or something. No, lower those expectations because Key West is the most amazing place that we've got, but it is just the most generic jank place you're ever going to go. So what we've got here is a row of shops and a row of stuff that's at street level. So you start down here in the entrance area. This is like where you'd buy your tickets and stuff. And then you've got a couple of turnstiles and then you just go through a corridor down this way and then you end up in the changing rooms. So the corridor down here, I have just put billboards up and I've used this texture before. It's like an image that I got from videasy.com. And so it's just a scene of a beach. Of course, it's going to have flooring and all of the usual kitting out stuff that you'd have. But you'd essentially come around here into the changing rooms where you've got men and women. And then inside here, it's just a changing room. It's horrible, right? It's bland, it's plain, it's Royal Mile all over again. But you do have cubicles and stuff on the left-hand side. You've got lockers on the right-hand side. And then you've got just a place to put your bags and stuff down the middle whilst you're getting changed and whatever. Sometimes people leave stuff there and stuff. It's fine, right? It's fine. Then the guys' changing room, it's exactly the same. It's just the mirror opposite. And of course, you've got tiles along the one wall here because they would be showers and stuff. And I've done the same the other side here as well. And then you would come out to this bit here. So I'm starting to get a feel for landscaping and how the pool is going to be. I'm not going to get any slides done. I don't even know where the slides and stuff are going to go yet. But what I do know is I need multi-level pools. And I think I'm only going to do these two in this episode. But there will be another pool at the bottom here. And there'll also be another pool at the top here. And then various slides and various different setups will all enter into the pools. These are just the initial shapes. I don't even know if this is going to be the final shaping, but I'm just getting an idea for how this split level water leveling is going to work. Now, of course, this is not Planet Coaster 2. This is not designed for doing what we're supposed to be doing, so the water level is not quite right. The water level should be higher, but we are tied to how it works in the game with the scenery and stuff, so this is the best I can do with the terrain editing and whatever that I've got here. So yeah, water level's a bit low, but It's fine, we'll deal with it. Ultimately, what I'm looking for, though, is the ability to be able to do all of these clean lines and all of this clean line here with the mulch and the foliage and stuff. Because, of course, it's going to be surrounded in lots of foliage. I need to be able to put fences and stuff up along here to, like, barrier them all off. And I need to be able to put all of your usual sun loungers and stuff in this area. So they have to be sort of wide plazas that are here that I can then just clutter out with all of the stuff. So, of course, I have thought about our disabled guests in this one as well. So, because the changing rooms and everything are all on the lower floor here, we do have ramps up to certain areas, but of course you'll notice there's steps here. So what I've done is I've actually put a disabled lift here, so you'd be able to come up to the top plaza here. All of this is going to get plazaed off, and all of this is going to be a roof terrace, and then you would have access to the top level of the water park this way, and then this is where you have the middle layer. Is it going to be the middle layer if there's 4? The upper middle layer, let's call it that, will then meet the top layer that we've got here, and that's where other stuff's going to go. I'm not going to get any of that done in this episode, so let's just forget that even exists. But ultimately what I'm doing is I'm focusing on this bit here, starting to do all of the terrain stuff, and I'm starting to get an idea for how all of the levels are going to interact with each other. So of course we've got the barrier and stuff that lives along here. We've got the mulch down here. We've got the steps, and then I'm just lining off here with the rock work, and then I'm just starting to put the pebbles and stuff, so it actually looks like it's a bit of landscape and it's a bit of actual terrain. And then of course I need to do the same with this bit too. But you kind of get what I'm going for here, and I love the fact that I'm able to also bring out the mana path again, because I love this Indian sandstone stuff. Oh, it's incredible, and it's perfect for what I'm trying to achieve here. This is going to be a case of foliage and detailing, bringing this all to life. So of course it all needs kitting out, but you get what I'm going for. It's supposed to be on the side of a hill. It's supposed to be lots of levels. It's supposed to be lots of stuff. This is exactly how Key West is, and it's exactly how I remember it as well. It hasn't changed since I was last there in, I think it was 99, 2000. Yes, I am that old. And I love it, right? I absolutely love it. I'm absolutely loving pulling this together. So over here on the seafront then, or on the shop front, should I say, we've got a beach store. This is where you'd buy all of your usual stuff for the beaches, you know, all your inflatables, all of that. I'm going to check the workshop to see if there are any other inflatables, just because it feels like this needs it, especially if you're going to buy them to go into the water park and stuff. But I have just started to put the inner tubes and whatever around here. Other than that, it is just your normal gift shop stuff. Nothing really intense. Now, if you have a look on Google Earth at Paynton, the interiors of these are literally like this. In fact, they're white walls rather than blue walls. There's no decor, there's no design, there's no nothing. It is just quite literally a plaster. In fact, it might not even be plaster, but a plaster wall that's just painted and no effort and no detail. Of course, I'm going to do more detailing in here because it kind of lends itself to it. But don't expect really heavy themes, and don't expect any kind of theming. In fact, like driftwood and some life rings thrown up on the wall is probably all you're going to be able to get. So that's kind of what we're going for this one. This one's going to be an ice cream parlour. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. It's not going to be usable, so I'm not going to put the shop fronts and stuff in here, but I do want to have a counter and whatever, so I just need to go and remind myself on how to do those counters, because I know that we did Game of Cones in Fundy Fun Spot, and I know there was another one in Wilderview Muse. I just want to go back and just check how I did those, make sure that, you know, I'm getting the best out of this build as I can. And then on the far left-hand side, we then have the arcade, and that is basically just the ability to fill an entire space with games and stuff, and this is the theme of the entire series. Monetize as much as you can. This is probably going to be under different ownership and stuff, but ultimately the goal is the same, right? Just monetize as much as you can. So of course you're going to have an arcade. Don't know what I'm going to put here yet. It feels like it needs something, but that seems like that's a tomorrow me problem. And I think down here next to this other pool, I don't know what's going to empty into that other pool. I think it probably needs to be a high-speed slide or something like that, same as Key West does. I think it's Devil's Drop and Kamikaze. They enter into this lower end of the pool, but it feels like this does need a playground, and I think I probably might theme that. That feels like it's, you know, going to lend itself to using the pirate stuff a little bit more. But and again, I don't know if it's going to be this episode. It might not be. But ultimately, we're starting this 4-level job, right? So I'm liking it. This is actually quite fun, and it's kind of given me a little bit of an idea of what I want to do in Planet Coaster 2, and how I want that to be once we actually get the proper way of doing stuff. And by the way, just this top level here, this is just going to be a restaurant. Again, I'm going to need to put some kind of restaurant-y type stuff here, serving counters and whatever, but it's ultimately just going to be a space that you can come and sit out of the rain if you need to. And then all of this plaza is just going to get bricked off, and it's just going to have lots and lots of chairs and stuff, because that's just what they do with this kind of space. So we're just going to run with it. We're just going to see what happens. So yeah, I'm liking how this is coming together. I'm particularly liking all of this terrain work. Like this is the bit that's making it fun. So with that in mind, I think I better go and get this finished. See you in a minute. Well, Universal's got Volcano Bay, Blackpool's got Sandcastle, Paignton has Key West, and Beachy Point has got this. It's turned out a little bit more like Key West than I thought it was going to, but I'm alright with it. We've managed to create an entire water park without a single slide as yet. But I have had to bring the done for now stamp out for now, because there's just so much I need to do, right? There's just so much that I could have done. You just get carried away, and I'm on my 20th Planet Coaster day in a row. Guys, I need a day off. So this is what we've got so far. I love how this is coming together. Like, this is so much better than I thought I was going to be able to do, and I'm so excited for Planet Coaster 2 now. Like, if what we're going to be able to do in that is going to be unreal. So this is what we've got. I'm going to show you around. It's going to need a little bit of touching up here and there, but for a water park that wasn't supposed to have a theme, it's actually ended up with a bit of a theme. Like, this is a little bit of base camp, and then you've just got the jungle and stuff coming on here. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. So let's have a look at the ticket office. There you go, ticket office. Remember, we're keeping this really, really generic and really, again, stylized rather than themed. But you get the idea, right? It's just, you come in, you buy your ticket. Honestly, guys, Google Key West in Paignton, and you will see that it's just really generic and really open, just really well designed. So we walk down the corridor. I need to put stuff in here, but I don't know what to put because I want to keep it clear. You would also exit this way too, but I like the walls and stuff, like the images and stuff on the wall. It just makes sense. Of course, the whole park needs music at some point, but yeah. So then we come into the locker room. So this is a locker room. This is done for now. I forgot to mention, by the way, some of these cubicles will actually be toilets as well, but I haven't done toilets this time because there will be toilets elsewhere in the park later on. So I'm going to do like a toilet block and stuff. And then we come to the guys' changing rooms. It's the other way round. It's just a mirror image. That's all it is. But yeah, I like it. And then it walks out onto this little plaza area. Of course, you're not going to be able to see stuff here because I've decided that in this area back here, there is actually going to be a bit of a splash pad or a splash pool. It's going to be like a bit of a kiddies playground, that sort of stuff, you know, tipping buckets and all of that. I will also be getting rid of the building site. I do just need to sort of build out the rest of the actual water park to be able to make it all make sense. But this is then the plaza area that you come out to, and I love, by the way, how this is sitting so subtly on different height levels that you don't actually notice it. Like from up here, it all looks like it's on one level. This is like one of my terrain masterpieces, if you like. So you've got this little plaza area here, and you come up the ramp this way, and then you come up the ramp that way, and then it sort of like keeps going uphill. You've also got a ramp that comes up here. You've got stairs that come up here. So it's like a really intricate journey kind of thing that I'm going for. You come up to the stairs this way, and then of course you come to another level, like another plateau, and then you come up to this stairs, and then it comes to the top of the roof. So it's almost like it's really seamlessly going from lowest level to highest level. And of course it's going to continue along up this way. You'll notice that, I don't know if I did this in the last update actually, but you'll notice that the stairs and stuff are sort of in already. This is kind of how I want it to be. But it's obviously these stairs aren't actually sold in that place. Likewise with these ones over here. This is just thought processes at the moment. I need to start putting slides in because I need the terrain and the rest of the layout to work with the slide towers and the actual courses that they're going to do. I think I'm going to have one of the towers here. So this is why I am deviating massively from Key West, because Key West have got two towers that are pretty much next to each other, and that's the throughput of the park. But no, I think I want a tower here, and I think I might want towers over here. I have started to put where I think the ends of the slides are going to be. So this is what these are representing. Of course, that's not sold. It's not set in stone, but that's kind of what I'm going for. And I've actually lowered the pool walls here so that it's actually closer to the water level, so it all makes sense. And then of course along this side I've put the mosaic down. This is a TMTK mosaic. I can't remember where it comes from, but coloured blue. And yeah, it just gives the idea of like pool tiling and stuff. And then on the actual floor, I have started to put the smooth concrete down, coloured blue, so it's actually the floor of the pool. And then every single one of the pools have got these steps. I don't think there's legislation that says that the steps have to be directly opposite the slide exits, but you do have to have some kind of steps, and they have to be in the rough direction of the current. So in this instance, you've got the 4 slide ends here, and then you've got the steps that are just opposite there. Likewise here, you've got the 3 slide ends here, steps opposite. You've got one that's going to exit here. I don't know what this is one that's going to be, but then you've got the steps opposite. So you get the idea, right? The only exception to that is kind of, well, actually no, because I put steps here, is actually kind of this one. But yeah, and these pools, by the way, they're not designed for swimming. They're designed to be slide exits. So we're not expecting these to, you know, to be able to have people swimming. There is going to be a swimming pool in this park. I don't know if I'm going to have a lazy river. I don't know what slides I've got. I don't know anything at the moment. Like that's a future me problem. I'm just dealing with all this landscape. And I really like it. I like, by the way, how I've managed to dapple out with all these palm trees. It does look a little bit overkill at the moment. I had, believe it or not, I've actually thinned this out. This was way more like lush. I think I might thin it out again, but I need the rest of the park to come to life for it to actually all make sense. So then wherever I've got these little plateaus, I'm starting to make use of the space. Key West itself is actually quite compact. It's quite small. So if this was usable in game, this is probably going to be, you know, very much cramped, and it's going to be a nightmare. But these little plateaus, they're used for all sorts of stuff. You'd either find a picnic bench there, or you'll find sun loungers and stuff along there. They just like cram as much as they can into the small space that they've got. So that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for here. Now this little incove, is that even a word? This little like thing here. This was supposed to have been a slide end. Yeah, that didn't happen because I ended up bringing the pathway along here. But again, it's this idea of this split level. I love this. I've not used this technique properly since Reigate Lake. Actually, no, lies, Chacho. You're a liar. You have liaria. It was actually Wood of Muse. So when we use the idea of the split levels with the stairs and then the ramp coming up this way. Now, because I'm using path covers, I can't make it a smooth, curvy ramp. But you don't notice it, right? This looks decent. This looks all right. And you've got the plateau there, and then you've got a plateau here, and then you don't need anything connecting these two because they are completely separate. But they are also buried or hidden from the pools either side. So yes. Pools, by the way, they've got fences lining them. Again, as I said, these aren't swimming pools, so you wouldn't have diving boards and that sort of stuff. They're actually quite shallow. You don't want people entering other than the actual steps access because of the slides and stuff. And of course, I'm going to come along and I'm going to put the what they would call the lane separators, the floats and whatever all along somewhere. So yeah, then we've got the top end here. So this is literally just Joe's Diner. Do you remember I told you inside it was just basically this covered outside picnic area? It's exactly what it is. It's nothing more than this. And again, in Key West, it's really not any more than this. I have just put a food unit in. You know, none of this is going to be usable, so I've just put the food unit in just to make it represent the food unit and stuff, and we're all good. But yeah, inside here doesn't need to be anything more. On the outside then, I've started the terrace. I do need to sort some stuff out in this area. This is where I think some of the maintenance and whatever is going to be, because I need to transition it somehow into the hill and continue this whole terrace and whatever. I think I'm going to follow Key West's queue and have like an area for all of the what do you call it, the sun loungers and stuff. So yeah, and then outside the front here, I've just made this lovely little open air plaza. It actually feels weirdly, it feels like this is brand new and not been here for a while. But yeah, I've just put this plaza in, and then there's a bit of a small car park that's going on here. Fire exit access down this way. It is fenced off, but the fences will be moved if there was an emergency. It's fine, but of course you need them because otherwise people are just going to walk up and not buy a ticket. So that's how that goes. Down here you've got the arcade. Again, like, look at Key West. There's no decor inside. It's quite literally just painted concrete and tread metal tread plate floor. That's all you're getting. The ice cream shop, same. Really simple. Bit more style in here. It's got a little bit of substance, but I've just done like all the kiosk and the stuff here, so it's looking decent. And the gift shop, exactly the same. The walls are just painted concrete. It's just a load of shelves in a room, and then of course there's the gift shop. Now I will go back and I will do some touching up of this later on. I think it needs a bit more detailing. It's not quite ready. It's not quite Chacho finished, if you like. So the future then, as I said, we've got splash pad and stuff coming on down here. I do want some like intent slides. Now they need to open out or empty out into somewhere, and of course if this is going up a hill, it makes sense for it to start at the top of the hill, come down here, a bit like Key West does. There's going to be further pools. I need to put the big pool in, and I need to put the slide towers in, so I've probably got maybe 2-3 episodes left. But thank you for getting to the end of this one. I will see you for the next one. There's nothing to go on, so this is it. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. But otherwise, have an amazing week. I will speak to you next week. Take care, guys. Bye!